Hi everyone. So in the last video I was showing you how to create a basic setup for the widgets for the visual navigation system. We were left off with two widgets where you can navigate from left to right and from right to left. And so in this video I will be showing you how to create just a little bit more complicated widget. Not much more complicated, but just a little bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this, hold down the control key, and just like in blueprints, it will just detach those links from this widget here and then just drop them. It will remove the navigation between those widgets, and let's do the same for this. There you go. We got rid of the navigation, all the navigation functions are removed. We're good to go. So now what we're gonna do is I wanna show you how to build like selection based on the conditions. And so let's say I have this button. I'm gonna duplicate it, create another one. Let's say 3 buttons, and then one that will be selecting within those 3 buttons. So it'll be high, let's say, medium, and low. So let's say in your game there is you want the widget system to navigate from this in right direction to all of those, but based on some condition. You can build this with this plugin very easily, so you can just hook up the links, multiple links to those. There you go. But now there is a thing. How does the system know which one should it navigate to first, second, or third? So the way you can set this up is when you click on this, not drag, but just click on this socket, it will highlight the socket itself. If you had any other links in any other directions, that's also handy for highlighting just the links for this socket, because it will hide all of the other sockets links. So basically, as you can see, there is numbers next to those transition buttons. There's 0, 1, and 2. So in this case, what's gonna happen when you press right on your keyboard or whatever, the D-pad right on the gamepad, it will basically go one by one. And if one of the navigation links like completes the navigation, so when, for example, this succeeds, there is a condition that is like succeeding, you navigate to this widget, we're good. It will not evaluate any further links. It doesn't need to, because that's the order of 0, 1, 2. That's the order. That's not priority. It's always starts from the lowest number. It's an order, not priority. So it will firstly check if we can navigate to this one. Then if we can, then it will ignore the rest. If we cannot navigate to this button, then we'll go to this one, that one, and stuff. So what we want to do here is we want to well, actually I'm gonna show you quickly right now. Launching this, and I'm gonna press right on the keyboard. We see that it's navigating to the high button. Okay, cool. How about we swap then? So you just grab this number, and which one would you like to be a 0 order? Let's say medium. I'm gonna drop it here, and as you can see, they're swapped. So I'm gonna compile, save, and go back to the game. And when I press right, it's now on the medium. Awesome. So it's pretty much the same here. Just to show you, now it's gonna go to the low. Obviously, this is something that we want to set up in a little bit different way. So basically what we want to do is let's say let's simulate some kind of behavior, right? I'm not gonna build the whole game just for the purpose of this video. So let's say my player health, some bullshit variable here, So I'm gonna create my player health. Let's say my player health is 100. So if my player health is a high value, like 100 for example, I wanna navigate to high. So I'm gonna double click this transition button here and make a switch here because we're navigating right direction, right? We're navigating to the right. Therefore, we are interested in this one here. It's gonna be right. So I'm gonna create another logic here because this function is actually used for all the directions for this widget. Therefore, we're gonna evaluate this, and if nothing is evaluated, we're gonna allow the other, other navigation directions. So I'm gonna go to the right. And so, can we navigate to the right? Well, our health is 100 right now, so let's say that if the health is higher than 80, maybe, then we can navigate to this widget. Otherwise, we don't care at all. So let's see if that's true. We should be able to navigate to this one now. Cool, we're navigating. So what is going to happen if, for example, my player health drops to 50? Boom, we're navigating to medium because this condition was not evaluated properly. The health was not higher than 80, which means that we're going to medium. And so we can build conditions like this, for example, for all of those. Oopsie, here for all of those widgets. So let's say we go here. Let's create the same kind of conditions to build for this widget. Let's do right. And for this is the widget 2, as you can see. So it's a if I recall correctly, that's the medium one. So do we want to go to when do we want to go to the medium button? Let's say if the health is above, I don't know, maybe 50, then we will be able to navigate to this button. And lastly, let's get into the low, and we should be able to build the navigation just like before with the right, but let's say it's higher than 10. That's a low. So if you notice this, it means that if the health is lower than 10, it will not navigate at all. It will just stay on the same button. So more than 80, more than 50, and more than 10. So now our health is 50, I believe. Then it will be navigating to low, because this medium required more than 50. So if I go 20, we also navigate to low. So anything above 10 is basically gonna navigate to low. Awesome. So what's gonna happen if I do 0? As you can see, low is expecting more than 10, which means that it should not. As you can see, I'm pressing, nothing happens. I'm not navigating anywhere. So this is some little bit more complex stuff you can set up for the navigation here with those just transition links, which is pretty cool, I think. And yeah, that's one aspect of this. There is also another thing. Let's say, yeah, we can actually talk about this. So this is a little bit more advanced feature as well, just like the transitions. And what this basically does is when you double click this, it will redirect you to the navigate custom. And if this navigate custom returns no object at all, like right now, it will just proceed with the regular links that you saw before with all of this. But if there is something that you want to set up here, so it's basically a custom navigation pipeline. So let's say I want to I lost my track of those. Let's say I want to navigate to low at all times. I'm just gonna completely bypass it right now. So I'm saying always navigate to low. So even if I set up the health for some large value like 100 and should be high, it will be navigating to low no matter what. This can be very useful. For example, you can have this used based on some more complex conditions. So let's say I want to navigate to the right whenever some complex condition happens, and for example, then this condition would choose between various widgets. Let's say in order to maybe select object based on some condition. If not, then do, let's say, condition B. Well, let's remove this for a second, and then just navigate to this widget. Well, we need to cast it to widget, and so in this case, it will just, based on this condition, select between example 1 and example 2, and then, of course, it will just navigate to one of those at all times. And if, like, yeah, as I said, it will just navigate to those at all times. So now it's navigating to this first one. And if I just highlight this, it will just navigate to that one. So this allows you to have a little bit more control over what you want to navigate to. Let's say you could even set up some navigation to the widgets that don't yet exist. So if you have some widgets that are spawned in runtime, you can easily just spawn them and have their reference somewhere here or something, or get the reference from, say, if I want to get button or something from this button or something that is inside there, and I want to do something with it, check something on it, you can do this more complex logic in here, and based on this logic you can set up the navigation. So that gives you that that extra option and freedom of control. Also, as you can see, we're navigating just this direction over here, so you can also go ahead and set up maybe navigation from up and down here. And when you go up, you want to go back to low. When you go down from low, you want to go back to high. When you go right from here, you want to go back, for example, to left, back to left, and back to left. Also, when I go left from here, you can set it up that way, for example. It's already a little bit more complex, but it should work just fine. You can see. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with this. The plugin is also handling renaming, so if I do test this, it should work just fine. Yeah, I think this would be it for this more complex setup video. There is one more complex thing that I want to talk about, but this will be for the next video, and that video will be talking about the nested navigation setup. So widget inside of the widget, pretty much. So thanks for watching.